So today we'll be talking on the MACD. We'll be covering what it is and how to use it across the monthly and weekly time frame. The MACD is a momentum indicator that helps you spot trend direction, strength, and potential reversals. Remember, there are two types of momentum: upward momentum and downward momentum. Now let's break the MACD down into three main parts. The first is the MACD line represented in blue. The other is the signal line represented in orange. Third is the MACD histogram, which are the vertical green red bars you see on the screen. Without going into the technicalities on how the MACD and signal lines are calculated, let's understand the basics first. When the MACD line crosses above the signal line, it suggests a probable shift in trend. And when this crossover happens below and further away from the baseline, which is zero, it signals a strong uptrend as seen on both the weekly and monthly timeframes. A monthly crossover or a weekly crossover such as this should be backed by volumes. If you compare the volumes that are here to the volumes here, it is way higher than the past volumes. Now let's understand the MACD histogram. The histogram shows the distance between the MACD line and the signal line. Bigger the bars or bigger the difference between the bars, stronger is the momentum. And as the difference between the bars grows smaller, they represent a declining momentum. For simplicity, I term them as buyer momentum when it's dark green and seller momentum when it's light and in red. Now, let me show you why it is important to compare two different time frames. That is the monthly with weekly. Notice where my cursor is on the monthly time frame. Now view the same instance on the weekly time frame. What is it that you see? While the monthly still showcases momentum, the weekly time frame states a completely different story. The weekly time frame shows the stock losing upward momentum and a correction probably taking shape, right? So if you compare this time frame with your weekly time frame here, you can easily see that the momentum is dying on the weekly while the monthly still suggests that an upward momentum still exists. That is why it's so important to compare two different timelines. Now, if we move forward on the monthly time frame and compare the two, what is it that we notice again? We notice that the cross down between the MACD and signal line on the weekly has already taken shape, signaling a trend reversal. I'm repeating, this is one of the reasons it is important to compare at least two separate time frames. All right, a quick recap. When a stock starts losing momentum on a larger time frame, it could be signaling an upcoming trend reversal. A cross down that occurs far from the baseline with strong downward momentum, as reflected in the MACD histogram, may indicate a potential decline in price until selling momentum stabilizes. The principles of crossovers and crossdowns remain the same. A crossover below zero, significantly distanced from the baseline, would suggest a change in trend, provided the retracing downward momentum is backed by volumes. While a cross down above zeros may signal further downside. Always remember, a retracing upward momentum can signal a potential trend reversal, just as a retracing downward move may indicate a shift in trend. To understand the trend, always compare the MACD signals across multiple time frames. If a cross down occurs with significant downward momentum on a larger time frame, such as the monthly time frame, the upward move may take longer until selling momentum gradually weakens. Keep 3 points in mind. Never make an investment decision solely based on one time frame and one indicator. Always have a supporting indicator that complements the MACD. This could be support and resistance, volume, RSI, or any other indicator you think complement it best. If you found this helpful, please smash that like button, subscribe for more trading insights, and drop a comment below. Tell me what is your favorite indicator that you use for making investment decisions. See you in the next video.